Hey guys, Benny the Comicstorian bringing you another court-mandated vlog. The court has decided that my punishment for actions that I will not speak of is to explain the comic book industry to you guys and help you learn how this industry works so that you better understand the industry that we are all super enjoying and super loving and super fanatics about. So today we're going to talk about the release schedule of comic books. I know it's going to be a short topic, and if you know a lot about comic books, you already know how this works. But people who are getting into comic books for the first time and people who are getting into through the videos or they're going to the comic book store, they don't understand why it takes so long for stories to finish up, then come to the channel, and I'm going to fill you guys in on that. But first, as always, I need to fill you guys in on the book that we wrote. I can't grab it, there it is. The Rise of Comic Book Movies. I'm not going to take a long time with this because if you've been watching these videos, you know I've been promoting it. But generally, we wrote a book about comic book movies, how they went from amazing to crap to amazing again. The link to that is down below. If you want to support me and the Eligible Monster Productions, our company that makes all these videos for you guys, then please go pick up the book and let us know what you think about it on Twitter at Comicstorian. Secondly, I want to talk to you guys about a revamp going on our gaming channel. You're going to find guides over there, more gaming comic books, more gaming lore. We also brought Rob from Comics Explained over there to help out with a lot of these guides and a lot of new visuals. So if you're interested in us exploring video games with Let's Plays and lore, click the link down below to go to Eligible Monster, our gaming channel. And other than that, I want to do one more thing before we move on to the topic, guys, and that is recommend a book that I may not get to for quite some time. And today, I want to recommend, I'm going to put it right here, right now, it's going to be right next to my face, I want to recommend the book Doom Patrol. Doom Patrol just came out, and the idea behind it is it follows the quirky, weird side of the DC superhero universe. That's what it does. So if you ever wanted to see weird superheroes with weird powers, using them to try and fight crime and be a good hero, but at the same time coping with the fact that they're weird, that's what the Doom Patrol is. And it's under DC's new imprint called Young Animal, which takes place in the proper DC universe, but it allows them to be experimental with their books. So if you enjoyed books like Omega Men and Prez and things like that, then this is a book for you. It's different, but it's inside of the DC universe. I'm a huge fan of it, and I really want you guys to go check it out. And next week, we'll start doing this weekly. Next week, I'll give you guys another recommendation. But for those of you guys who are new to the comic book industry, I wanted to fill you in right now on some of your information about how often comic books come out. Now, typically, because DC Rebirth is breaking this right now, typically, a book takes about a month to come out. It takes one whole month for the writer to send in the story, the artist to do the book, and then for it to be released. And while that doesn't sound like a lot, you have to think about this. So, let's say I have a 6-issue Batman arc, the beginning of the New 52, when he discovered the Court of the Owls. That was a 6-issue arc. That took 6 months to come out. That's how long that took. 6 full months. That is about the length of a television series season. They'll do a fall season. It's about 6 months. And that's how long it takes to do one complete arc in a comic book. So all of you guys asking about Injustice, that has taken close to, I don't know, 3 years to do all 5 years of that thing, and they've done that non-stop. It takes a very long time for comics to come out. Another highly requested book I've been seeing right now is Civil War II, and that's why I wanted to talk about this topic, because Civil War II just got delayed, guys. So not only was it already going to be 7 or 8 issues starting in May, which basically meant even if it came out once a month, it still would take close to the end of this year to finish, but now they've delayed it to January. And I think at one point it was supposed to be a twice monthly book. I'm not sure, the release schedule for that one's been really weird. But what you need to consider is when you first hear about a story, like if you just watched our Batman video, I mentioned the Monster Men story. If they do it, that's doing a crossover, so that's gonna take at least 2 months to get all the way through, and then I can read it and bring you guys a video on it. That's why these things take so long to come out. It literally takes this long. So DC Rebirth is breaking this rule to an extent. They're giving us Batman books twice a month. They're giving us Detective Comics twice a month. We're getting Flash twice a month, Green Lantern twice. They're trying to bring out the books they know you want in a hurry, cash grab, or just a faster way to get us the stories. You decide. Either way, they're doing that. But even that, the story I just did on Batman, I Am Gotham, and the first story for Superman I just wrote, that was at 6 issues each. So that is going to take, at a bare minimum, 3 months. That's why the first Rebirth issues came out in June, but we're just now getting to the stories. It's not that I'm delaying them, or I'm causing issues, or I'm trying to be a butthead and not give you the story that you want. That's how long this stuff takes to create, guys. And then when it comes to our channel, Comicstorian, yeah, we're on talking terms with a lot of these companies and we do a lot of things, but we try not to just bring you the story immediately after the story ends, because we're trying to bring you, we're trying to promote the story so you go pick it up long after it's done. So if the story just ends, like Action Comics ended 3 weeks ago, I'm not gonna bring you the story right away. We're gonna wait for the next issue to come out to give like a cushion on the release, then we're gonna bring you the story. And that's how the comic book industry works. It takes a long time for the artist to bring you 22 pages of fully colored action. That's the reason, from what I understand, I don't know the intricacies on it, but that's the reason why manga isn't colored, for what I understand, so they can get it out faster in a monthly release, because coloring it takes time, and that's what takes time in the comic book industry. So when you hear about a story, let's just go ahead and say Justice League versus Suicide Squad starting up this fall. That is probably gonna take 3 to 4 months to come out. Darkseid War, that everyone was asking for, that started up in like October, November, that went all the way until March before it ended. And that's just how the comic book industry works. Anytime you hear a storyline, assume at least 6 months for it to complete. Maybe you'll get lucky, it'll end about a month or two early. Maybe it'll get extended and go a month or two later. Flash, the first volume of Flash for the DC Rebirth, apparently is going to be 8 issues. So that means even coming out twice a month, that's a 4-month process to get you all of those books. So I wanted to go over that because I get a lot of requests for comics the moment they're announced. Civil War II has been announced, and everyone assumes the entire book has come out. That's not how it works. They release the individual issues, and then when they're all out, they wait 3 to 4 months, then they release the book. And that's how long it takes for these things to come out. It's like, a great example is the Star Wars Episode 7. We heard about that a year and a half in advance. You didn't see it for a whole year and a half, but they were marketing it like crazy, and that's what they're doing with the comics. They market them, they tell you about Civil War II, they tell you about Justice League versus Suicide Squad, because they want you to go buy the books. But they're aware not everyone's going to do that. You're either going to wait for some reviewer to cover it, you're gonna wait for a video on Comicstorian, you're gonna wait for a trade, you're gonna wait for your trades to come out and buy them that way. But they gotta promote it, that's just it. So just for those of you guys wondering, Injustice is finally wrapped up. We're gonna be bringing those videos out very soon. But Civil War II has been extended all the way until January. So we're probably not gonna get to that video until close to February. So I'm sorry if you were really looking forward to Civil War II, but we're gonna have to deal with all new, all different Marvel for a little bit longer. That's all I wanted to say in this little section of the vlog, guys, explaining the release schedule of comic books so you understand better how long it takes for these things to come out. The other thing I wanna do is show you our new office setup. You probably noticed this behind me, but there's a lot of new things on the walls. There's a lot of cool things over here. So at this point, I'm gonna go ahead and cut away. I'm gonna just like maybe voice over portions, or maybe I'm gonna put music in. I don't fully know, but if you want to chat with me more directly, leave me comments down below, because I actually do check all of these videos for the first hour they come out. Because typically, if I made a mistake, I know you guys are gonna let me know, but I also like to respond to you guys. You can also follow me on Twitter @Comicstorian, and I'll see you guys over there and enjoy a tour of our new office space.